Hey guys, happy October. I'm back with another plan with me. You guys seem to like these for the most part, so I'm going to keep posting them. I still am in my chic sparrow. I'm considering doing something else, and I'll probably talk about this more next month. I'm just finding I'm not really using the notebooks in it at all, or the pockets, but I love having the leather cover, so I'm thinking of doing something else. But other than that, everything in here is the same. I still have my pens from when we were traveling in the home cube. This is like my favorite travel pen case. It's really inexpensive from Amazon, and I can get my protractor and my compass in it and everything, and my Tombos and all my various bits and bobs. I'll just flip you through this in case you haven't seen this. This is a Chic Sparrow A5, a deluxe Outlander in Time Traveler. It's this beautiful deep navy. Camera doesn't quite pick it up true to color, but it is very, very dark. It's gorgeous leather. And I just have some bits and bobs, like some washi and some sticky notes tucked in the side. And then I purchased paper from Paper Source and covered these Goulet notebooks with this beautiful paper to kind of match the blue, and I just love the way it looks. And of course I have my Leuchtturm at 1917 and another journal at the back. So yeah, I do love having the leather cover because I'm a leather lover, but it's just a little bit like more than I seem to need, because it's been a couple months with the whole setup and I haven't used anything basically except for the Leuchtturm. So I actually went ahead and, mostly out of curiosity, I purchased a vinyl mandala sticker from Boho Berry. I feel like these are pretty expensive. It's like $40 maybe, or even $45. I don't exactly remember, but I thought it would be fun to try to apply it on camera. I'm going to apply it to the outside of my Leuchtturm. So it says you need a card. Take a hard item like a credit card and rub it over the surface of the decal to make sure it's firmly sticking to the transfer paper. Okay. So I'm going to work on this, and I'll kind of speed through that footage. But this is from Boho Berry's Etsy shop, Boho Berry Papery, and I will of course link her shop below. She releases these at the beginning of each month, and they are limited quantities. And like I said, they're rather expensive. So I'm actually going to take my notebook out and do that, and then I will check back in with you. Oh, I love that. Look at that. How pretty. So I didn't quite get it. I wanted to get this flower centered on the spine. I didn't quite do that, but I kind of like actually that it's more on the front of the cover than the back, because then I can see more of it. I would even purposely place it farther over for fun. I don't know. I know like I have my journal in a book, but you know, in like the leather book, but I just really wanted to try it. I was so curious about this product, and I thought you guys might want to see it in action. It was actually really easier than I thought to do. I found rubbing it on the notebook with with like firm pressure with my fingertips was more effective than using the card to rub it on, to get the little like twirly whirlies from coming up. But I'm just gonna leave this out while we're flipping through last month, and I'll just, is that a little too much? No, I think that's good. I'll just kind of go through the last month with you. So where are we? September. Did September happen? I don't even feel like it happened. I don't know. This month just was kind of a blur. There was a lot going on. Let's see. Oops, that's not my pen. Where's my pen? Is it still in my journal? Yes, it is. It's in my notebook. Okay. I can cross off some of these things because I was better about some of them and got crossed off, but not all of my monthly goals. But that's okay. Those are just ideas for me for the month that I think about at the beginning of the month. So as you can see, if you watched my August plan with me, when we were in Utah and I just had a less busy schedule, my monthly calendar looks a lot fuller than it did last month, where it was just like I was in Utah with the family and there just wasn't as many appointments and to-dos and things. You can see we're kind of back to the usual, like, lots going on kinds of stuff here. And I'm sticking with this layout again this month. I really enjoy it. I did add this Erin Condren paper tape on for September. I thought that was fun. I did mention that I would go back and show you my completed mood mandala. Obviously that didn't happen yet, but I was thinking it's kind of clear, and by completed I mean like I actually put the mandala part on, the design. And it's something I found that I like doing more all at once because it was just more of like relaxing activity. I honestly just haven't made the time to do that yet, and I do have a plan to do that this week. So if I do before this video goes live, I will just pop in a picture of what it looks like completed. But I actually feel like I can see better the mood rings. You know, the different colors, my mood every day, and I've been keeping the color chart and the moods consistent, so I can really see the difference from month to month. And I feel like without the design on, the design kind of covers the colors a little bit. It just kind of distracts, I think. You can just see the difference between August and September. It's like, it's a lot different. I mean, it's just, I think it's just interesting. Like, this is totally not, you know, like necessary to planning or whatever, but I just think it's interesting. I obviously skipped a few days because I have a couple rings left, and I don't know, I must have miscounted when I was filling them in, but it's fascinating to me. It really is how different my moods are from one month to the other. So anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting to see anyway, so I figured some of you guys might find it interesting too. I don't know. But to me, that's just part of why it's, you know, something I do. I'm going to take that bookmark out. I will say I was using my little peach palm clips, these guys, in my actual journal, but I didn't like the way that they kind of like interfered with the pages. I'm very, very picky about my journals, and they left like kind of dents in the pages, and it was hard to write over that part. So I decided to just stick with the bookmarks that the Leuchtturm comes with for now, although I love my peach palm clips and they're absolutely adorable. I just have them clipped in the journals. So yeah, I'm going to repeat this because that functions really well for me. And again, I'm really basically going to repeat everything I do. The tracker I really enjoy. It just helps me kind of keep a grasp on things that, you know, it helps me see things. Like, I didn't do any of my physical therapy exercises this past month. That's not great. So that's something I want to work on. And I really kind of fell off the wagon with working out, but I have been super, super tired with this pregnancy. So that's been an issue. I've also been posting less than I want to, but there hasn't been a lot of free time to work on content this month. And I'm hoping to kind of bump that back up to more like twice weekly posts in the next month or two. Also, I fell off the wagon with reading. One of my goals is to read more. And I read, when we were still in Utah, I was reading, and then we got home and I just got overwhelmed with stuff and I stopped reading. So I want to pick that back up. And I think I might have to ditch this personal journal tracker because I just don't seem to fill it out. One of the things I really wanted to work on this month from last month that was actually kind of important to me was my hydration. Well, I said I was hydrating well in August, but I just feel like I haven't been hydrating as well as possible. And I actually downloaded an app, some sort of water app, that's been helping me. It just kind of like bings on my watch to remind me to drink water. And I don't know, I tend to forget. So that's been helpful. And whenever I meet my daily quota, which is what I set for myself personally, then I fill in the hydrate. So I find that really helpful. I like the tracker a lot. And if you watched last month, you know that I decided to turn this page next to my tracker into my one little word monthly prompt. This is a year-long kind of self-reflective memory keeping project through Allie Edwards. I've talked about her a lot. She is my scrapbooking guru. I enjoy her projects and her classes and her blog. So I pay for this class, and every month she releases a prompt to help you kind of connect with a one word that you pick at the beginning of the year. And if you're wondering, I know I always forget to say my word for this year was create. And I still am enjoying that word, and I'm enjoying keeping up with that project. And I'm finding that keeping it as part of my monthly setup helps me stay kind of current with it instead of falling behind. Then, of course, you've already seen the mood mandala. The quote I picked, again, was from an Allie Edwards. I think it was from Allie Edwards. Yeah, it was from her prompt, from the class I took last month through the one little word prompt. And I don't know how to pronounce the person's name, John Kabat-Zinn, I'm going to go with. Mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So that just resonated with me this month. I like including a quote on my mood mandala. And then I went back to daily spreads. Last month when we were in Utah, like I said, there was just a lot less going on. I did these weekly spreads, and I showed you how I set up a weekly spread in my last plan with me. And I like this weekly spread, but it's not enough for me at home when I have so much more going on. I did consider adding it in as in addition to my daily spreads, but it's like more than I have time to kind of manage right now. I don't know. It's something I'm keeping on my mind. But I went back to my basic daily spread, which totally 100% inspired by Boho Berry. She is definitely my bullet journal guru, I guess. So I do the time tracker table at the top, and this is what I write down first when I'm planning for the next day. I do this when I'm in bed ready to go to bed as I plan for the next day, and I just write in the hours of the morning and the evening, and then I take my tombos, which I color code, and I just kind of map out what I think the structure of my day is going to be before I even write down my tasks and events and whatever. So blue is sleeping, green is kind of like parenting, family, mommy time. Pink is when I'm hoping to work on stuff. Orange is if we have appointments or specific events outside the house. And purple is me time. I also have a yellow one, which is supposed to be for exercise. But I haven't been making time for that because I've had to prioritize sleeping, and there's only so many hours in the day. So then I go in with the day of the week and the date, and I show the forecast for the next day because I am all about that weather app. I love my weather bug. And then I'll write down, for instance, this was our 12-year anniversary, so I wrote down 12-year anniversary, but then I do the open circle for, outings or specific timed events. So we always go to after breakfast on Sunday mornings, and then when Dawn was leaving for a Cubs game, and blah, blah, blah. And then tasks are dots that I then cross out or put the little forward arrow to migrate to the next day or another day. And then as I cross things out, I check them off. And sometimes my daily spreads take up a whole page, and sometimes they don't. And I've been doing this next week box. This is very kind of just informal, just to help me kind of visualize the week on Sunday. Of course, I add in notes. I did a review on Ashley Shelley planners, so I wrote down notes for that. This is our Walt Disney World trip we went on that I had mapped out there. This is a class that I took with Dawn, a kind of a parenting thing about toddlers. We map out my September favorites for that video and that post that just went up this week. And then we're up to current time. And I don't necessarily make a list every day. Most of the days I do, but like this past week, I skipped Friday. And that was fine because we were out all day at the apple orchard and there wasn't a lot to write down. So now that brings us to current time. It is actually October 1st right now. So I'm going to speed through the footage like I usually do of me completing those I think it's 4 pages of my basic monthly spread. And then I'll check back in with you and show you how everything is going. Okay guys, so nothing really new to share with you. I'm going to fill this in a little bit later. I just wanted to get the basic down for you. Put my little stripey bookmark. It's the one I keep in the October. And I also added in a silver washi. I thought silver kind of went with Halloween for the monthly side. And I really use that more to backtrack to my months. It just helps me like figure, you know, find really quickly where the start of each month was in my, you know what I mean, when I want to flip back and look. But I keep the bookmark in for the current month. And of course I've got my month on one page spread. I did a little pumpkin. I don't have many artistic skills, so that's like new. And my monthly goal boxes, I just find those really helpful to kind of for big picture planning. My October tracking, I took out the personal journal and I added in memory keeping. One of my goals this fall is to try to keep up with my memory keeping projects, my project life in particular. And down the road I am going to be doing December Daily again, which is a daily project in December, and I'll talk more about that later on, you know, down the road. But trying to do that a little bit more regularly where I can squeeze in some time for it. So I'm putting that in there to see how that goes. I got my one little word prompt. Can't wait to do the class. And then my mood mandala base is in. Now somebody had suggested using this Martha Stewart Crafts circular thing. I don't even know what we call this. I've had this forever. I thought that was a great idea because the protractor, no, this is the compass. The compass is really tricky to use for the first like dozen rings. It's just, at least I feel like it is, and this really helped with that because I could get up to about here. You can see where they stopped being even. That's where I stopped. That's as far as it goes. I don't know if another company sells something like this that goes like bigger, because I would totally buy it. So if anybody knows of anything like that, because I just find this really tricky. It gets easier when I'm just doing one side of the page, but it's really kind of tricky when you're doing the whole circle around, and I'm just not very good at it. I got my moods listed in. I usually wait to write in a quote until I find one that really speaks to me for the month, and then I will start my daily pages for October 2nd here, because I did plan last night for today and I put that in before I started my monthly tracker, but that's okay. So yeah, that's basically what I've got down for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I find this process really, really relaxing and just kind of helps me focus my mind. It takes me about a half an hour to lay all this down. Doesn't seem like much, but you know, you're drawing everything, and I'm trying to make it kind of neat because that's what I like. So it takes some time, but it just helps me kind of focus in on the month, and I find it very almost soothing to do. So I think that's one of the things that people like about bullet journals. If you want to have a planner that's already got structure printed in it, this is not the system for you. But there are a bajillion planners out there. I've done reviews on quite a few, and as I mentioned in my last review video, the Ashley Shelley planners review, I'm going to try to do a planner review on a more regular basis, like more like once a month or so. So I will have a variety of planners to share with you. But this system has just been really working for me. I've been doing it since June, and I've just really been enjoying how flexible it is, and how it just like really, it's working for my brain right now, especially with the pregnancy brain. It's just helping me stay on top of things. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you again real soon. Thanks for watching, you guys. Oh, here it is. Beautiful. I love the way that looks. All right, you guys, take care. Bye.